What's up, guys, and welcome to the Wolfy podcast. Thank you for choosing the podcast. And for the next hour, me and will be talking to an amazing guest. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. And there it is, Will. How are we doing? Yeah, we're finally live.
Hello.
Yeah,
Finally the time.
How is everyone doing? Welcome to a new adventure, a new sort of journey, a thing that we're going to be doing every single Thursday from 8 p.m. And I couldn't. Do you know what? I'm like nervous but excited. Will, how are you doing today?
I'd say the exact same thing. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of excitement. Yeah, I'm just happy that it's finally coming around to. Done a fair bit of prep for it, so hoping it all goes well.
Yeah, how are you feeling about like being the winner, the choice out of everyone? So there was a lot of people applied, but you were the lucky man. How do you feel about that?
Well, I definitely feel very privileged. I mean, I know that you didn't make the decision lightly. You had a fair few people on there that definitely were very good, very, very, perfect for the role. But I feel like we've got great chemistry. We both, can talk about whatever for however long we need to talk about it. And I'd like to think as well that we're both pretty funny and charismatic. So I think it'll definitely go well.
I like how you said we're both pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, you didn't nail on the head saying we are funny. You said we're pretty funny.
I mean, pretty funny. I'm not going to come out here and say that we're both, like grade A comedians or anything, but.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to give the rundown of how this is going to go today. So unfortunately, about an hour before we went live, our guest cancelled on us for a family emergency.
Yeah. So hoping everything's all good there, but what can you do?
What can you do? Yeah. If it's a family emergency, it's a family emergency. But hopefully. He will be here for next time, so hopefully everything will be good there. But the way in which, who was the guest? So it was a Twitch streamer who was like an aspiring artist. He had like nearly 300,000 followers on Twitch. And he seemed like a really nice guy. Would be like the perfect sort of guest to have on for a first time. So I was really looking forward to having him on, and hopefully we'll have him on in the future. But unfortunately, like I said, a family emergency. So it is what it is. I try to get a backup guest just in time. But I thought this probably, this is the world telling us, Will, that this is probably the best way it could have gone. Reason being is like, this is our pilot episode. It's going to be so good for us to outline everything that's going to be happening in future streams, in future podcasts, for you guys to get the sort of like grip. We can be a bit more interactive with you guys today, where in a normal podcast, we just have a interactive session or a slot in the podcast where you guys can ask questions and, be as interactive with us as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said to Liam when he told me the news, I said the thing is, it's the first episode, and really, it kind of makes sense for us to be doing it as a duet rather than having a guest on as well, because it is the pilot episode, and then as well, it means that if anyone comes back to this episode, then they can always, find more out about us as a duo rather than more time being spent on the guest. So, what we'll be doing today as well is, instead of having the guest segment, we will basically be taking the role of the guest, so to speak. So I'll be taking 50% of it, asking Liam the questions, and then he'll also be taking 50% and asking me the questions. So this will be a really good way to start things out. And as well, as Liam said, we can be a lot more interactive with the chat as well, which is great.
It is great indeed. Well, do you know what? We should probably start the stream off great. I can see that you're having a little drink there, Will. So tell me, what's your drink of choice for today? Because I think this is a really important part in the stream. So every single time that we're going to be doing this podcast, there's going to be a drink check at the start, because we need to know what everyone's drinking.
Absolutely. Right. So my drink for today, I mean, it's not something that I'm always drinking, but most of the time I have got a lovely beer. Today we've got a Corona. No pun intended with the current situation. But my view with a Corona is that it is my favourite bottled beer. I'm not usually a fan of bottled beer. My favourite beer on draft is a Peroni, but obviously that's not possible at the moment. Moment silence for all the beers that won't be drank during this pandemic. But Corona's lovely from the bottle, and it goes down real easy. So that's what I picked for this evening.
Talking about yourself, but our boy Ten Samurai just come in, dropped a little cheeky raid on us. So Samurai, thank you so much for the raid, really do appreciate it. And Yeah, so do you think it's weird, okay? So you know the whole coronavirus and corona as a whole, like, you remember the start of the pandemic, like how much of an effect that had on the beer itself? Like,
Yeah.
don't you think that's stupid? Like, in my personal opinion, it was so stupid that, like, it affected the sales. I mean, it's just beer
Yeah.
at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but in theory, it's stupid. But I mean, the population as a whole's stupidity never ceases to amaze. So I mean, you know what I mean. If a normal everyday person, well, I don't want to say
A normal
that. I mean,
everyday person, like, what are you saying? We're in the first...
And someone with a decent IQ will be able to tell that drinking a Corona is not going to give you coronavirus. However, there is the minor. I don't even want to say the minority because it was on sale every single time you walk into the shop. You walk into any Tesco, any Asda, any shop, you've got big boxes of Corona at the front. 25% off or whatever. Like it did make me laugh, and that does really go to show like how easily. What am I trying to say? How easily people are like quick to assume things.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like 5G towers did cause coronavirus as well. That's what I did hear. I mean, on the grapevine, I heard it. I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it on the grapevine.
People were burning them down, weren't they?
Do you know what? I run out of words sometimes. But yo, Samurai, thank you so much for the 2-month Twitch Prime subscription. Much love to you. But Will, I'm going to move on to my drink of choice for tonight.
Yes, what we got.
So tonight, Matthew, I am drinking. His name's Will, but you know, a little reference. I'm drinking. I don't know if you can see this, but it's called a mild beer. It's called a millionaire drink. Okay, so it's beer. It is beer. It's a salted caramel and chocolate milk stout. So I'm thinking like this is a Guinness, but on steroids, and like the steroids being like caramel and chocolate.
That's a weird flex, but okay.
It is a weird flex. Now, I haven't tasted this before. I bought this strictly for the podcast, just because I want to have an interested drink every time we go live.
Because you wanted to outdo me, basically.
Well, I just thought if you're going to go with the basic one, you know, you got to have good cop, bad cop, and basic cop and complex cop. So I just thought, you know, I'd come in a little bit stronger. But anyway, let's give it a... Ooh. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it starts off really bad and then, like, kind of gets good, but also doesn't feel right to be a beer. You know, sorry, a stout. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever tried one of these?
No,
similar, yeah.
What does come to mind straight away is it starts off bad and then gets good. Is that what most girls say about you in bed?
Well, we will find out. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm there, and do you know what they say? You can't knock a trier. You can't knock a try. I'm there to give my 100% all the time, every time. And if my 100% is only 30% of the amount she had before, at least I know in my heart that I gave her 100%. At least I know then that I gave her 100%. Now, you guys are probably wondering, right? Wow, guys, you start off the stream, you got 2 cameras, but what's this big section down here? Like, what's going on there? Well, we are presenting a new segment, or everything in this podcast is new, but we're introducing a segment that we're going to have on a weekly basis, and it is called This Week I Present to You. So this means that Will send me videos that I can't look at before the stream, and I have to react live to them, and we can have a little discussion about them, and vice versa. I've got some videos for Will to look at, and you guys in chat, and yeah, we're going to be reacting to these videos, and having a little look at like what's going on in the internet. There's pictures, there's videos, there's the lot. So, Will, should we start off with yours?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really looking forward to show you this. Basically, I mean, I'm not really going to say too much about it, other than maybe you've seen something like this before, maybe not. I mean, maybe someone in chat's seen this, but I think it's a fantastic video, and I just want to see your reaction, really.
All right. So.
Northwest, I've never seen nobody be able to do this. I can do it.
Right. What?
Okay?
What?
I'm just saying.
What? Bro, whoa! It came back. Whoa! Bro, it came back out.
Bro, look at the title, man. He does shoot a good dog. Like, what? What do you expect?
That's what you meant by shooting a dog.
We can go viral with this one.
Yeah, just rinse them off, shake them down.
What? 2?
3.
Bro, I love how the woman's just... That's 4. Bro, how do you know... Like, how do you get to a stage when you know this is like... Oh my lord. How do you know you get to a stage you can do this? Surely this is like practice.
Yeah, that is like you have to just go for it, don't you? There's no half measures.
I bet that girl. I bet that
dog.
girl $50. That I can take a hot dog faster than she could. Turn that music off. Hey, turn that music off.
Do you know who? Pause it for a sec. You know who that reminds me of? What's that guy's name from Zombieland?
Oh, I know the one you're on about, but I don't know his name.
Oh mate, yeah. I thought when I first watched this, I thought it was him, and I was like, no way. No way.
Oh my god.
But
right.
Yeah, I thought that was actually him.
Right, I love how he turned around to like go and he's like, yo, I bet this girl $50 I can take a hot dog faster than her. Now the way she was dressed, I'm guessing she was probably, you know, a lady that, you know, that gives out stuff with money and stuff, but, you know, oh my god, what?
Watch. Did you hear that slap? He smacked you in the face with it.
Oh my... Bruh, she took that like a champ as well. Jesus, bro, what? What am I watching right now?
I don't know, man.
Hey, here it is, she is, look.
Such a champ, like.
That...
It's the bit at the end that gets me as well.
I'm gonna go viral with this one.
He just picks him up off the floor, like.
Bro, how did you find this video?
Mate, I've got some very strange friends. That's what I'm gonna say. Look.
Why did he?
Because I needed gas money to get home, and food stamps ain't gonna cut that.
He's kind of jacked as well. I'm not gonna lie.
He's an alright. He's an alright near.
For a guy that shoots dogs, at least.
For a guy, so that's what he was doing. He was shooting dogs.
Yeah, bro. Hershey Wood shoots a good dog. I mean, it's right down the screen.
I mean, to be fair, that's a pretty good talent if you ask me, though. I mean, the thing is that, you know, when I ask people on a regular basis, I ask people on a regular basis, like, what's your hidden talent? Would you class this as a hidden talent, or would you class this? What would you classify this as? Because I mean, it's not very hidden, is it? I mean, it's just.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, for some people, if they could do this, maybe it is a hidden talent. But for him, he loves showing it off. He's even doing bets with it. He's slapping women in the face with it.
Oh my god, that's a talent in itself. You're always. It is a talent. It is a massive talent. So did you say you had another video as well for me to look at?
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a. I mean, you can skip Jimmy's intro. Remember, we cut to the chase. Basically, this is out on the streets of I think it's Hollywood. I can see the stars in the background.
Yeah,
there.
it's Hollywood, I think.
So basically, they're just asking her to name a country. Pick a point to a country and name it.
The country of Asia.
No, that's a continent. And
What? No, this can't be real. You're lying.
I'm silly.
That's okay.
He can't find
It's been a
Asia.
while since I've been in school.
That's okay. Any country on the map.
This is kind of hard to watch.
Africa.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
a continent.
I feel like embarrassed for these
Damn.
people.
How about a country in Africa?
Look, I will admit, right, the map is a little off. You know what I mean? This isn't like your bog standard like globe you'd see, okay?
It's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird. I'll give him that.
Why is TV on the left? Why is it so far to the left? Like?
Yeah, like the UK is like obviously this is a very stretched out version, but I will give him the benefit of doubt, even though he's a bit of a dummy. I will give him the benefit of the doubt that, you know, it's a weird looking map. But you should know. Come on, we play GeoGuessr, we know.
Yeah, south.
Oops.
Can you name any country on this map?
Come on, do us proud.
Yeah.
Any country.
That's a continent.
Oh my.
She's so quick. It's like she's already.
Bro, she was
decided
so
which
confident as well. She was like, name me a country. She's like, well, this is Africa. At least she got Africa right though, right?
Can you name any countries in Africa?
God, no, who knows stuff like that?
Can you name
I mean, people that went to school, maybe. Just throwing it out there.
country
All right,
on
we'll
this
watch
map?
one more.
Yes. Africa.
Oh my god. Bro, it doesn't get any better. It is all downhill from here. Like, it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. Oh my god. Clearly they don't play GeoGuessr. Clearly they don't. Clearly they don't. Now, Will, I've got some pictures to show you first. Some lovely pictures, and I want you to react to them. And then I've got a little video for you as well. So the first picture I do have for you is this one here. So I don't know if you can see on the stream. It says...
No, I'll get up on the stream. Hang on.
actually, you can see my screen though, right? No?
I can see your screen,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
but
that's
I can
fine.
see it a bit bigger on this side.
Okay, it says, I saw your laser sword. My mum has one in her nightstand, but I don't think it works. It just makes noise.
Now, do you know what this?
Do you know why I added it? I've got a funny story, but carry on.
Yeah, just first impressions straight away. Do you know what this reminds me of? Have you ever watched Zack and Miri make a porno? Have you ever seen that film with Seth Rogen?
Yeah.
You remember they do the Star Wars porno. For some reason, that's just the first thing that came to mind because like lightsabers, dildos, it goes hand in hand. Like,
so the reason I added this story is I remember when I was younger, I found the magic lightsaber.
no.
Let's say, yeah, bro. I didn't know what it was. I was like, it was almost like I was looking at it like, it's like, wait, what is this?
Mom, what's this?
It almost reminds me of that kid that's running around going, Mom, look at this, and it was like the biggest thing I've ever seen. Like, clearly a man ain't doing it. Like,
I love how you're just so open and just saying that like loud and clear. Like,
well, I mean, it happens, all right? Like,
yeah, these
listen,
things do happen.
Listen, I'm sure your mum has, a few toys lying around. I'm sure everyone's mum does. So it is what it is, Hey, listen, I wasn't talking about those.
Why have I just got that?
Mate, I was talking about, like, toy cars and stuff. And I don't know what toys you were thinking about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my mum has a large selection of classic toy cars. But they're not toys, they're models, she tells me.
Models, okay, yeah. Different models, the Rampant Rabbit model. Yeah, all those kind of models, yeah. Okay, right. So I've got one other meme for you. Now, this just made me chuckle. I don't know, I just seen this and it just made me laugh. So this guy is fishing for compliments.
You didn't need to add that, man. Like, you're not even a dad yet. Why are you saying stuff like that, bro? Like,
I don't know why. It just got me. I seen it, and I was just like, this is just funny. Like, he's legitimately fishing for a compliment. My man's just on a pole and just waiting. You know he's a dad as well, and like he
100%.
He just needs some bigging up.
I almost feel like he's like out on a walk with his kids or something, and the ideas just come to him. He's literally just got a stick and a piece of string, and be like,
it's like,
hey,
watch this.
Take a photo, Kyle. You know what I'm doing?
Yo, take a photo, Kyle.
You know, I'm fishing for compliments, boy.
I like the accent's good, man.
Thanks, bro. I've got great accents, man.
All right, well, now there is one more video that I want to show you. I don't know how big I can get this, but I think this will do. Right. So it's this guy in some holiday country, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's fairly large, but he's going on a swing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just
on the floor.
Yeah, already on the floor. He just wants a good time, and his mate is just killing himself, right? Bro, watch. So at this point, normally any normal person would be straight off. Watch. Ready? Watch. Dunk straight. He's not moving, bro. Watch. He's trying to lift himself up, bro. Look at the sand. Look at the sand. Look at the sand, bro. Look, he's stuck again. And there's a woman in the background shouting, probably like, get him off, he's gonna break it. Oh my god, and then that is it, like, he just... But the best thing about all of this is, the caption of this was, I would start a diet after this. It's just straight up, I'd start a diet after this. You'd have to, wouldn't you? You just have to. I don't know what's up with that. Egg boy's gone. But yeah, I mean, at that stage, you really would just have to start a diet. I mean, if that doesn't scream to you like, yo, I need a diet and I need to get on a diet now. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, you cut out. There you go.
Mate, over the last couple of days, right, Discord has literally not been my friend. I do apologise about that.
It's all good.
Like,
but I was saying, Brett,
at
that stage, you do need to go on a diet, right? That is...
See, what I was thinking watching that was, like, surely that's like almost like an intervention moment. Like, that's that pinnacle moment where you're like, right, I can't even go on a swing into the sea. I can't even enjoy this this time that should be, you know, should be funny for everyone. But the thing is, it was funny for the wrong reasons. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It really was. It
and
really
that
was.
a big old splash at the end as well.
It was a very big splash, but that like, I get the same sort of like image. Like you know when when you're putting on weight. Sometimes people don't say it because it's progressive, but when you have to go to the shop and you go in 1 month and you buy a large, the next month or the next couple of weeks you're buying an extra large, and if it's progressively getting you're putting more and more like weight on. Like at what stage do you go like enough is enough? You know.
I think something like that is the stage. Like
the swing is the swinging point. That's
that called? Like a swing / zip line / what is that? Like an aquatic zip line? I don't even know how to describe it. It looks sick. I mean, like
it does look very good.
I would love to go on that, but I mean, I would hate to be that guy and literally like be going at 1 mile an hour. Like, I think I could have like ran alongside him quicker than
oh,
that,
100%.
I mean? Like,
100%.
what he should have done is have someone like pull him along. Like, he needed a bit of momentum. The fact that he just sagged off the end, like, didn't really help things. But if I was his friend was laughing so much. Like,
oh mate, the thing is though,
laugh, like,
you know his friend already had the camera out pre-recording because he knew it was going to be a problem.
Yeah,
and you can tell that's either an amazing friend or really not a good friend that said to him like, "Yo, you probably shouldn't be doing this." But yeah, we move. Anyway, right, we're moving on to the next segment of the podcast. And like I said, when we normally have a guest on, stuff like this will just, regularly flow. But I'd like to point out for the first podcast kind of what we're doing so you can see on what to sort of expect. So next one is the topic of the week. So every single week, me and Eggboy will have a sit down and pick a talking topic. We will talk about this before the guest comes on. So all this stuff we're doing will all be done before the guest comes on. The guest will then come on, and then we'll try and include them in some of the debates and stuff that were happening into conversation. But Eggboy, do you want to tell us the topic of the week?
Yeah, so the topic of the week this week, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's how the perspective of content creators online has changed in, I'd say, like the last, 5, 10, 15 years. Obviously, both myself and Liam have been making content for quite a while. And through that time, we've noticed a change, whether that's just with people that we know or like people online or our parents as well. So that's the topic for today. And what would happen basically is we'll talk about the topic now. And then once the guest comes on, we'll give them an opportunity to give their 2 cents if they want to on what they've experienced as well. Indeed,
yeah. So, I mean, sort of introducing the topic then around like content creation is the one thing that popped into my head when we were like talking about this topic, offline and stuff, is how unsocially acceptable it was to be a content creator back when like maybe I was at school, or to even be a content creator in some landscapes nowadays. Even though that I think this is like an actual statistic, but I think they asked in a survey, I can't remember what the how many people there were in the survey, but they asked children what they wanted to be when they grew up. And I think 70% of them said they wanted to be like an influencer or a YouTuber of some sort. And like, it makes sense with how much like, how digestible like online content is nowadays. But I guess back when it was like sort of, it just started off. Like I remember being at school and like laughing at the other kids that are on YouTube. I remember I did like some YouTube, but it wasn't really me talking. It was just strictly gameplay. But yeah, I remember laughing at kids like that were doing YouTube in school. And it's just so weird to see like the transition of where, if you do it now, it's quite cool. Wow, you've got the confidence to do that. When back then it was like, what, you do YouTube? Yeah,
literally the total opposite. I mean, going on from what you just said, then I remember countless kids at school that would, pluck up the courage to tell anyone else about the link to their YouTube channel. And then by the next day, they were already taking videos down because they were getting so much
bullying as well.
Yeah. But exactly as you said, now it's totally changed to the fact is even if you're not a massive creator, but you're getting content out there and you're being confident in your videos, people like see that as a massive like positive, like because a lot of people simply wouldn't have the like confidence or ability to do something like that.
Sorry, I cut the front of it. Yeah, no, I think it does come down to confidence. And like, it's the confidence to have the ability to do it. But I think it's having that confidence as well to perform to a certain level. And talking about like performing to a certain level, I think that it's going to happen over time, but I think the level in which Like an entry level back then was God. You could get away with like an AV stream. You know, like not even an AV stream, but like AV content to YouTube. Like not even like 4080p or whatever it is, 4080, and maybe even 480, and even like things less than that before. And like now, I think the barrier to entry is a lot easier, but I think the barrier to success is I think a lot higher, because like before you'd have less competition. Like now you've got more competitions because it's so saturated, but like people just keep getting better in their graphics, performance, quality of their videos, and like I think it's quite hard to get into it. I don't know what you sort of feel about how hard it is to get into and how to excel in it.
For sure, I think that for the younger generation, I still think a lot of them just enjoy the fact of putting out content, you know, whether that's streaming at like a 200 bit rate, 2000 bit rate, or uploading like a 480p video. Like they're more excited just to get the content out. But as you get a bit older and you start to realize that no people aren't just going to watch you purely because of what your content is. You have to have a high standard of quality to that as well. And I think that, yeah, exactly what you're saying. The entry level is easy peasy. You can download YouTube on your phone and you can record a video and upload it, you know, in the space of 5 minutes if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But if you want to, you know, make it a career or even just, you know, like make it something that's like a big part of your own life, you have to have like a unique setup in terms of like what you're doing, because everything that you want to do on the internet now, let's face it, is basically been done already. So you have to be able to have your like own swing on that. And as you said, literally as the days and months go by, that gets more and more difficult. So you have to up your game with your graphics and your quality and your, you know, getting green screens and stuff like that. So you have to put the money and effort in to get it out.
Yeah, we're talking about putting the effort in and the money and stuff. I remember you saying to me a little while ago when we were having a few drinks around Chris's house, you were saying that you used to stream like a long time ago. I still don't know too much about it. Like, what did you used to do streaming wise, and like, why didn't you continue it?
Yeah, so the funny thing is, I actually used to stream a lot of Minecraft. I used to play survival games. Yeah. So this was when Minecraft was, you know, first becoming popular, first becoming big. I was right on that as a young lad, like 13 years old, and I got straight into survival games. I used to love playing the survival games. And I started streaming, and I started, you know, around 10-20 people. And what I used to do is I used to spam my Twitch link in every single survival games that I would get in. So I'd get maybe 1 or 2 people join the stream every time. And after a couple of weeks, I already was up to like 40, 50 viewers.
And that's really good.
And the thing is, in that day, when you're on 40, 50 viewers, if you went on Twitch,
that's huge,
and then went on Minecraft, I was literally like, you know, top 8, top 12 people that would come up. And through that, I used to get raids from like all the bigger Minecraft streamers. And I think like my highest I was up to at one point was like 128 viewers or something like that. You know, that sounds pretty specific. Maybe it was like 120, 130 something. But at the time, because I was so young, you don't really realize like what that actually means. And unfortunately, I actually had to give it up because my dad didn't understand
this dude
how
chasing me because I spit on his daughter like she stepped on my forces,
and I
like
had to focus on exams. But looking back on that now, like if that was to happen to someone now, like that's like a massive opportunity. Like you only need that one break, isn't it? As well, you only need that one thing to really like make you enter the game, so to speak. And like it is crazy to think like how much that has changed now. Like because if you click on any of the top games, there's hundreds of channels getting like over 100 viewers, and that really shows as well how much Twitch has grown, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think it does. My sort of question to you then around, you know, being this entrepreneurial Minecraft streamer, you know, I mean, to be fair, you at that age, you were still making like very good decisions, like, you know, using any avenues you could to promote your Twitch to get people to come over. I mean, that's still smart. I'd still do stuff like that even to this day. But the question I said, do you reckon that you'd be as successful as you were back then? I mean, I use successful with quotation marks, but would you be as successful as you were back then if you were doing the same stuff now? Because I think if you were to do exactly what you're doing right now, is exactly what thousands and hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of kids are doing right now. They love their favorite streamers. They look up to the streamer. I'm sure there's a lot of people that look up to you as well, and they see their favorite streamer and they're like, I really want to do that. And they go do it, and then they realize, yo, it's not that easy. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. There's a lot of stuff that it's not just, if you want to be a successful Twitch streamer, it's not about just turning your stream on and going, yo, that's it. I'm done. I'm turning on and I'm just enjoying the game I'm playing because...
Yo, what's up, guys? Liam here, back with another video.
Yeah, it is like, what's up, guys? Although,
Yo, what's up?
Although, like, things like that, like, the small, like, margin of, like, 0.0000001% of people may get through the avenue that way. For example, like, you know what Lyric does, right? Lyric plays games, but he has no camera. So people look at the model he has when he has no camera. He has, like, he just plays the games he enjoys. He's a variety streamer with no camera. If any other person was to do that right now, you're not going to get viewers. Unless you've got some godly voice like Corpse or something like that. Again, goes back to what you're saying, your unique
Even
spin.
so, they don't have the exposure. So like it's so saturated, like even if you did have an amazing voice, or even like you were good at every single game you played, people wouldn't be able to find that content. Do you know what I mean? Like even if you were, you know, had something real special about you, like it's not even so much about that. Sorry to interrupt, but just on the topic of that, I think even now the level is so high that you can't just have a good quality. You can't just be good at a game. You have to have that lucky break as well. You have to have that like entry level break that really breaks the barrier of just having a few people watching you. So like having a lot of people like know what you do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good you mentioned that. And I think that'd be like, you know, a really good thing to sort of close it on is that, yes, like Twitch at the moment and YouTube and most social media platforms are very oversaturated at the moment because, you know, the pioneers of like the platforms, they've taken it, you know, they've really scaled up with the times. You know, they started off when, you know, things weren't, you know, this high and glamorous thing. They did it because they had a passion for it. Now everyone is seeing the end product of where they're at right now and they're like, yo, I've got to jump on that. Have you seen the moolah? But going back to what you're saying about, you know, having that lucky break, I think it's so important for streamers, YouTubers, anyone alike on social media that want to make a name for themselves, is that, well, performance, looks, and all these amazing things that, you know, people have become accustomed to, like nowadays, although they're not going to be the thing that makes you, but all you need to do is wait and have everything in place for that lucky break, because once that lucky break comes, you've got to be ready. Okay.
Yeah.
So whether it's a raid from a stream with 1,000 viewers, right? If you have everything in place for a raid, or you have everything in place for your brand, you know, everything you have for streaming, that is your time to shine. That is your time to shine. You take that moment and just run with it, and that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Have everything in place, and if you get that lucky break, just run with it. Absolutely, run with it.
Well said.
So, this would be the stage in which we'd normally bring our guest on. We'd introduce the guest. So the guest we were going to have on, I don't know if you want to give a little spiel about him, Mr. Eggboy, Mr. Will. Give a little spiel about, because I know you did. You looked into him and some of his songs.
Yeah, so the guy that we were going to have on was another lad from the UK. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's around our age range. So I thought that'd be a really good person to have on, first of all, because we'd be able to, you know, interact on like a more of a personal level, I'd say. Yeah. But so he's quite a blooming big streamer, to be fair. What was it, like 300,000 followers, which is enough, you know, nothing to laugh about at all. So he streams, from what I was watching from his VODs, he streams mostly like a couple games here and there, but he does a lot of like YouTube reacts and like video reacts, which I think is awesome. I think that'd be like so good to be able to do on your stream, because how often do all of us just watch YouTube anyway? Yeah. Imagine having like, you know, a group of people that watch it along with you. But yeah, as well, a big thing of why we're going to get him on the show as well is because he's actually created a few songs as well. And when I first clicked on the songs, when I thought it was going to be like a beat that he's made or something, but no, this guy's made like full on songs with his own vocals as well, which is like really individual sounding, I'd say, as well, like a trap style, but it's nice as well because it's not an American voice on the track; it's an English voice.
Yeah.
And obviously we were going to be able to speak to him a lot about the music as well. But yeah, unfortunately he couldn't come on. But as he said, he can come on another time.
So hopefully, yeah, we will get him on for another time. And like I said, something like this, maybe it was a silver lining because, you know, we get to show you guys, you know, and highlight everything that we're going to be doing on this podcast. But it's just more stuff that we can be excited for, or what you can look forward to, or, do you know what? I'm really excited to have a guest on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it changes the dynamic. But anyway, so we're going to move on to some questions that we'd ask the guest. But guess what? Will, you're my guest and I'm your guest. So in this part of the podcast, we'd ask 2 quick-fire questions just to get a little bit of a flavour from the guest, do a bit of an icebreaker, and then we have got an absolute banger of a question that we're going to ask every single guest that comes on, and we're gonna rate them depending on what they answer the question. So it's going to be a really good returning question. So Will, what is your favourite colour?
My favourite colour, believe it or not, is a dark purple.
Okay, any reason?
Any reason? I think when I was younger, I liked green and red a lot, but because I thought that like pinks and purples were a girly color, and as you get older, you realize it doesn't actually really matter. And then I think I used to play like it was called like Midnight Club. It was a car racing game.
Midnight Club,
yeah. And I was customizing one of my cars, and I went with like a matte dark purple, and I was like, you know what? This is hella clean, and it's just stuck since. I think if I'm being honest, I think that's it.
So that's as far back as it went.
Yeah, I think that's honestly it. I remember that I was red, black, and green were my favorite colors, and then now it's a dark purple, or a purple charge, or a purple scar, as someone says.
You love to see it. Do you know what? Actually, thinking about like, I don't know. Actually, know what my favorite color is. Like, I'd probably say is now. No, you might look at this and be like, yeah, it's blue. But you know what? I do like a red. I think I like a nice clean red. Or similar to you, I've got quite a few like dark purple hoodies. But you know, to be different, I'm gonna say red, and I'm talking like a like a I've got control here. I'm talking like dark red. You know, I'm not talking like light red. I'm talking dark red. I think dark red's good. I don't know, like it's weird. I hate blood. I pass out at the sight of blood, right? But for some reason, red is one of my favorite colors.
Nice. Red, a little
like a red room or the red mic. The red mic is that's probably
I'm gonna go with red mic.
Red mic indeed. All right then, straight back over to you then, Will.
Yes, I've got a question for you, boss.
All right, go on then, hit me.
My question for you is: well, we watched you review the fruits, but if you had to go with an all-time favorite fruit, I'm talking, you get one final opportunity to munch on some of God's gifts. What are you going for?
I like how you name them God's gifts. Like
they are God's gifts.
Well, one last munch.
Yeah, one final munch.
What before I'm off?
Yeah, before you're gone.
Before I'm sacking off, and I'm just.
you just cease to exist.
I just disappear. I just fade. I'd probably still go with an apple. I know it sounds basic, but like a nice big fat juicy apple that's like really really juicy. And the thing is, it lasts quite long. If you're gonna munch on a grape before you leave, guess what? You're not gonna savor that experience. You're gonna munch on that grape, and then you're gonna be gone. You're like that's the same. I don't care. I don't care if you bite a grape and then you're gone. You've got 2 seconds of pleasure and you're dead for eternity. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, savor that apple, that juicy apple. You bite into it, drips a little bit, and you're like, yeah, this apple is the one. And you know what they say? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's what they say. So about you then, flip it on you, right? God is like dangling you off a cliff, right? He's got you like this by the scruff of the neck. And he's just like, right, you can have, he turns you around, he goes, you can have one more fruit before you die. What are you having?
Damn God, always putting me in these difficult situations. Right. And what I'm going to go for is a nice fat orange for 2 reasons. The first reason being is that it does exactly what it says on the tin.
It's a fat orange?
No, it's the color orange.
Okay.
It's not trying to fool you with anything.
Is it not?
It is an orange, so you call it an orange. You don't call it a banana a yellow. You'd be like, oh, that makes sense. It's the color yellow. An orange is an orange, therefore it's orange. And secondly,
okay, there's another reason. Go on.
secondly, obviously, because it's got dem flavors there.
Dem flavors there, yeah.
Mate, an orange is absolutely gorgeous.
It
It's
is,
juicy.
but
It's juicy. It's got lovely texture, lovely bite. You don't have to crunch it too hard, overwork your jaw. You're vibing.
well, I mean, there's no worry about overworking your jaw. You're going to be dead afterwards, so you may as well get a good jaw workout anyway. However,
yeah.
However, with the orange though, do you ever feel like a bit scammed? Because I don't know what oranges you're having. Because you know when you cut open an orange sometimes, and you're like, "Yo, this is gonna be good," and you bite into it and you get a pip, and you're like, I kind of wish I didn't open this orange now. Or am I talking about like Satsumos or something? Is that?
I crunch them anyway, bro.
Are you crunch them anyway?
I crunch them anyway. Like.
Oh, mate, do you know
No
what
biggie, mate. No biggie.
Do you know what my mum said? She goes, if I swallow the seeds or munch the seeds inside them, they grow inside of me. So I can't do that. Can't. Imagine you have an orange tree growing out of you.
My oranges. That's how I get my oranges.
Oh, they just.
You know how Hershey shoots a good dog.
Yeah.
I shoot a good orange.
You shoot an orange. Yeah, throw one over here then, bro. Launching it over here. Well, we did see in chat that your boy Tense was saying kiwi strawberries. Hey, strawberries was my highest rated fruit that I had the other day. So strawberries, really? They were, but like I rated everything individually without the conscious bias of rating the other stuff. And strawberries came out top. Although maybe I just bit into a very good strawberry. Maybe that's what it was.
Strawberries are good though.
Strawberries are good.
You can't deny it.
But pineapples are also a shout as well, I think. Pineapples do bang.
Too finicky. Too finicky. A pine. A
cheeky little pine. Well, talking about cheeky little things, I've got a cheeky question for you. Yes. Now, this cheeky question I have for you is the question that we're going to be asking every single guest. And the context of the question will change a little bit, but the premise and the underlying fact of the question will remain. So, Will, picture this. Close your eyes for a second.
Yeah, okay.
All right, close your eyes. All right. You've just entered the Fortnite World Cup. You've qualified. You're coming out into main stage. You're at the final. All right, this is post-COVID.
I can feel it.
You've walked out on stage. You've put your hand up and you've waved to the fans, and they're like, "Egg boy, we love you." That's what I'm saying, right? You sit down on your chair, and you go past the first round, second round, third round, and you get to the final round, right?
Yeah.
You just need 35 points to win it, right? You just need
35 points.
35 points, right? Your boy Benji Fish or Benji Boy or whatever, they're in there, right? But they're not doing good. But you're here. This is stage. The stage is yours, right? You've come into a clutch circle at the end. You've got the big fat dub, and you finish with 36 points, which means you win the Fortnite World Cup, right? So, do you know what?
3 milli, baby.
3 milli indeed, right? You've absolutely done bits. You've got the fat milli in your bank, in your pocket. Now, doing all that hard work, it's hungry. That's hungry work.
Oh, it is hungry work playing.
So, what is your go-to McDonald's order after you win the Fortnite World Cup?
The go-to McDonald's order. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm there.
You're there? I mean, I set the scene for you.
I've just left the stadium.
You've just left the stadium, yep.
Right. I think what I'm going to have to go for, Liam, is I'm going to just have to go for your classic Big Mac meal. I'm just going to go for it. And you want to know why I'm going to go for a Big Mac meal? Because I feel like I don't want to overeat. Sometimes I get more than just a Big Mac meal. I want to get like something that's going to satisfy me, but I'm still able to think afterwards.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna have to mull over the day. But if I was to eat too much, I'll go into serious hibernation. But I'm not just gonna go for your standard Big Mac, right?
Okay. You're gonna spice it up. You're gonna spice it up.
I don't know if you all know this, but when you go to McDonald's, you can actually add and take away things from your order for free as well. So what I would do is I go for a Big Mac, but with extra lettuce, extra onion, extra sauce, and extra pickles, chips with no salt, and Coke Zero with no ice. And I would sit there, I'd look at my phone, and all I'd see is notification of people congratulating me. And I'd enjoy my Big Mac there, and I'd enjoy my Coke, and I'd enjoy my fries.
Wow, so you're telling me after all that, right? After that massive show up, like even if the the Fortnite World Cup thing, even if your go-to McDonald's order on like a reg is the Big Mac meal with a few additional extras.
I'm not gonna lie, my go-to Big Mac meal on the reg is a lot larger than that.
Is
but
it?
that's not what I get. That's not what I get if
True.
if I just won the World Cup.
So that's what I mean. You want to be still like
You paint the
conscious, yeah.
picture. Yeah, I
did.
want to be conscious because I'm not gonna lie. When I live in the middle of nowhere, so when I have a Mackey's, it's every now and again, and I have a proper load up, and then I just hibernate for about 6 days.
It does sit like thick, doesn't it? It does sit pretty
Yeah,
heavy.
and you can't think properly, you can't do things properly. So I'd just go for something still substantial. I mean, I've just won the World Cup. I'm going to treat myself, but nothing over the top.
Yeah, treat yourself indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is the question we're going to be asking our guests, and they'll all be tailored to every single guest. But I think it's really, intriguing to see like what somebody would order from McDonald's. Like, because everyone's been to McDonald's. Everyone's been to McDonald's, and if you haven't been to a McDonald's because you're a vegan of some sort, then you ask them the question, what would you get if you were vegan? So
yeah.
It is a brilliant question. I do really enjoy it. I don't even know what I get. I probably go with my standard order. I probably get a wrap of the day, whatever it is. Double cheeseburger.
Nice.
Fries, because they come with the meal of the wrap of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I get a vanilla milkshake. And then sometimes I do get myself a chicken burger. Or if I'm feeling frisky, like this, I'm feeling like really, really frisky, I might get a fish fillet.
Right, let's just end the podcast there, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Liam's just said he's going to get a fish fillet, right? A fillet of fish or whatever it's called. Right, that's it. Ended.
Thank you, guys. So yeah, as you can tell, my order isn't that exciting, but you know what? Whose order will be exciting is the guests. The guests will be exciting. Fingers crossed, the guests will be exciting, but you never know. You never know.
If we ever get a guest on, it's still pending.
It is pending. No, but the thing is, like, the most annoying thing about it is I've got so many guests lined up. But basically, I asked so many guests to come on this podcast, and they all said yes. And I said, "Whoops, sorry, we've already got a guest," which was the guy, that was the musician. So I said, "Yo, can you do this?" And I started to stagger them out. Turns out we didn't have like the guest. So what happened to the guest? The guest cancelled. The guest cancelled like an hour before the podcast due to family emergency.
Yeah.
Also, Will, what do you reckon of this sound that I made earlier? I'm going to change it. So when the podcast is like loading up, or we're on the waiting screen, I did this little soundbite. What's up, guys, and welcome to the Wolfy podcast. Thank you for choosing the podcast. And for the next hour, me and Will will be talking to an amazing guest. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. But the best thing about it goes perfectly with the music. I'll show you. Here we are. You ready? What's up, guys, and welcome to the Wolfy podcast. Thank you for choosing the podcast. And for the next hour, me and Will will be talking to an amazing guest. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. It timed so perfectly, with the drop of the song. The song like drops into it. It is sick. It is fantastic. Sick.
I bet you were chuffed to bits when you made that. You were like, oh.
Well, the thing is, I picked the song and then I did the soundbite with it. But yeah, this is sick. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Sam. But anyway, right. So that sort of moving on. We got some new stuff. So let's get to know the guest, or let's get to know each other a little bit better. Will, for the can I sing? Of course I can sing. I sing really well. But yeah, let's get to know the guest a little bit better. Will. So, I mean, I know you as one of the boys. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been out drinking with you. A few times here and there, we've done some drinking online. Mm-hmm. But like something I don't really know about you is like how or like why you got sorted to streaming. Like as in like all seriousness, like obviously we've been drinking and everything together. And like it's just never really popped up in conversation. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean it's not really, I guess, a thing that you talk about when you're out drinking. But yeah, what have you like? Yeah, how did you get into streaming? Why did you want to get into streaming?
So, I mean, I said earlier on the podcast about when I was younger, I did a lot of streaming. So, like, obviously, that's always been in my head. I've always wanted to do something like that. But as of recent, like all my close boys know that while we've been in the pandemic and that, and when we moved out into the country, I've played a lot more Fortnite and just a lot of more games in general. And I'm not gonna lie, when I'm out with the boys and that, I'm always classed as the clown. I'm always trying to pop jokes and things, and they said, "Oh, well, mate, why don't you stream?" And I'm like, because I don't really fancy it. I don't really reckon anyone would watch, or I don't think I'd be funny or anything like that. And then we got funny thing is, the actual thing that got me into starting streaming again was the fact that we got fiber internet where I live.
Oh, okay.
I physically wouldn't have been able to stream on my old internet, and then we got new internet, and I was like, all right, this is actually like almost a sign, or like a bit of
a sign for the gods. They're like, oh, you can stream now.
1 minute I'm getting dangled over the edge of a cliff, the next time I'm having new internet. So
yeah,
no, but yeah, that genuinely is one of the biggest reasons. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I got a new mic, upgraded my PC, started grinding the game more, getting better, getting that 0 ping, you know how we do. And yeah, but that definitely has always been something that I've wanted to do since I was younger, but everything just kind of fell into place, to be fair. And I mean, I've been streaming now daily for the last like 22 or 3 days, and it's been going really well.
Do you find it like, so obviously I stream myself as well. Do you find it hard to
Wait, you stream? I didn't actually know that.
I hate you. So do you find it hard to daily stream? Because back when I used to stream nearly 3 years ago, I used to stream daily as well. And I think it might be made easier by the fact that, you know, we're in lockdown and there's not much to do now. But how hard do you find it to stream daily? I mean, that's a big commitment, no?
So yeah, absolutely, it is a big commitment. And in the lockdown, obviously, it's a lot easier. Luckily, both of us aren't tied down at the moment to like your standard 9-to-5 job as well, which really does take it out of you. We're both doing, you know, bits and bobs to get by. But I think that the motivation at the start to start streaming daily was because I've been told by so many people that consistency is just the thing that helps you to grow. And obviously, like, to be consistent, you have to stream at least daily, or like have a schedule. And I don't have like a schedule as such. Sometimes I start streaming at 2 PM. Sometimes I start streaming at 10 at night. But after, say, a week or so, and every time I update my daily stream number, I think the motivation kind of like rolls on to the next day. And I think that's what keeps me going, is like knowing that I've got like almost this daily like stream to keep up. But another good thing as well is the fact that I've not had to stream Fortnite every day, because again, that can get, you know, kind of like tiring, and motivation can be down. Like sometimes I just do viewing parties. Sometimes I'll play like Fall Guys or like a more chill game. So being able to do that as well definitely keeps the motivation up.
So something, I've got a question for you then. And it may be just a broad question if anyone in chat wants to sort of, you know, harp in on this as well. So you say consistency is key.
Yeah.
Like how consistently are you able to keep up a daily stream though? Because at what sort of stage do like you run into that sort of creator's block, or like maybe even like burn yourself out? Because I know for me, I stream 5 days a week, and like maybe I'm doing like more interactive stuff, so maybe I need, you know, to, you know, broaden the horizon a little bit. But I do feel not like a creative burnout, but I feel like, yeah, if I was to do this 7 days a week, like it'd be hard. Like I even feel sometimes doing like a 4-hour stream, I'm like I'm not as energetic as I am throughout the whole stream, if you know what I mean. I can feel myself start to dip. And like I want to know like how you deal with potentially that dip, and like what you, maybe you're gonna say, I drink loads of coffee, but I don't know, like what do you do to get like pump yourself up?
I think that it's really important when you're streaming is you're not streaming for the sake of it. And I think that if someone could listen to this now, they may think, oh, he's just, you know, daily streaming so that he can keep the stream up every day. But as I said, it's like the way I see it for me at the moment is it's a bit like a snowball. When you start rolling it down the hill, it starts small at the start, and then as it picks up its momentum, it gets bigger towards the end. And I feel that's where I am at the moment, in terms of I don't get burnt out on a stream, because what I'm streaming is what I genuinely love doing. Whether that's a viewing party, I love watching Fortnite as a game, like just as much as playing it. I love playing all these stupid little games sometimes. Like when I do my Harry Potter streams, I love playing that on stream. Fall Guys, I love playing that on stream. But then when I'm actually playing Fortnite, the replay value on that game is so high, and I love it for what it is, and I'm not burnt out on it at all, believe it or not, after such a long time. So that's really what keeps me going, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I guess that's, I mean, it's really good that you can see, you know, you understand what you love, and I think to a certain stage, as long as you're doing what you enjoy and what you love, like you're only going to, You're only gonna like, you know, further that enjoyment and excite yourself, because I think what Walsh said in chat is a really good question. Like, do you treat Twitch as an employment, or do you treat Twitch as a job of some sort? Like, maybe not, you know, your full-time job, or like, do you treat Twitch as a job that needs like attention, and, you know, how you would a normal job?
That is a really good question, especially when you're doing daily streams. That's actually like quite a large segment of your time. So yeah, Walsh, I definitely would say I wouldn't say that I necessarily look at it as like employment, like what you're saying, but I definitely do see it as like a job that I need to put a lot of effort and time into thinking about. For sure, because you can't, like, exactly what we were talking about earlier, Liam, when we were saying like a lot of people just think you can turn on your stream and just be like, oh, hey guys, and, you know, like sit there playing a game, not saying anything for 5 minutes and expect someone to stay in your stream. Like, I really will try and think about like what it would look like from the perspective of if I was watching the stream.
Yeah.
And I would say this is a massive thing for anyone in the chat who wants to start streaming, because obviously the topic today has been quite a lot about like starting your stream and like trying to keep up motivation and stuff. I would say the biggest thing would be to turn off your viewer count and just act like you've always got 100 people in there.
Yeah,
I know we spoke about that, Liam, and you said that to me, which
massively.
I totally agree with.
Yeah,
and I think that, you know, sorry, after you, mate.
No, I was gonna say that, like, I honestly believe this so wholeheartedly, and I know we're sort of moving away from the topic of like employment and stuff. I mean, me personally, I kind of treat it as a job, because I guess it kind of is my where I put most of my time in at the moment. So I've got a full schedule of everything that I do, like hour by hour. Like, I'll spend an hour on Instagram, you know, networking and replying to people, doing story stuff, and then I'll spend the next hour on Twitter, then TikTok, you know, like, so I do schedule it because, you know, I want to take it seriously. But moving on to the thing around turning your view account off, like, but trust me, right? Okay. If any of you stream and you've been raided before, you all know that feeling of how, like, absolutely insane that feeling is when you get raided, right? Your heart's pumping. You're just like, oh my god, I've got so many people in here. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, there's so many people here. And we talked about waiting for that one moment. That's what you do need, a raid. You need a really good raid. But that adrenaline that you have when someone raids you, that gets you pumped up. That gets you fired up. Your energy comes out of nowhere. You spawn energy you never thought you had, right? Honestly, like, you'll be sat there like, oh yeah, guys, so I'm about to go raid this dungeon. Bang, 100 like viewer raid. You're like, oh my god, like, do you know what I mean? And it just sparks that little thing in your brain. So if you turn the viewer count off and you spark that little thing in your brain to produce similar energy, obviously it won't be the same because it's an adrenaline rush. Produce the same energy for every single stream. Like, you can't go far wrong, because it's contagious when someone's got a lot of energy, and like the energy that you give off is soaked in by people, and people go like, hey, that guy's pretty cool, or hey, that girl's pretty cool. And like a lot of people, you say to me like, you must be on drugs, the energy you have. Trust me, as soon as the stream goes off, like, I just like sort of like go, like, if you guys have been in Discord before, you're just like, mate, you look really tired, and I'm like, I've just given it my all for 4 hours, you know what I mean? You go, leave nothing at the door, just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do want to say one more thing as well, Liam. So talking about having that raid, I remember you got raided by a rather large Rocket League player. And what did you do when he raided you?
So I'm very fortunate. So Rizzo, I think a lot of people do know Rizzo. He's a Rocket League streamer, and he raided me for 1.8k people. Okay, and bearing in mind at the time I must have had 10, 15 viewers. You know, nothing to really squander at, but like it was a decent number for me. Like, I was getting back into streaming. This was back in like August, and I was just playing Fall Guys, and I see the chat start going crazy before the raid alert goes off, and I remembered that it was a Monday, and I put in my bio doing push-ups for every single follower, and he's obviously seen that, and he was like, right, let's get everyone in here, and let's see how many push-ups he can actually do. And I remember being there, and like I'd have to find the clip, but I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, there's just too many people. I can't do that many push-ups. But you know what? I got down and I did push-ups. I turned hype music on. I got everyone pumping. I started to drink loads of disgusting stuff. And basically, I just did everything that I'd normally do on a stream, but multiplied it by, 2, 3, 4 fold. And just like hyped up the entertainment, because this is stuff I do for Wager Wednesday. This is stuff I do for press-ups. But I had to do it on a higher level, higher standard. And like, don't get me wrong, for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, like, people are coming back, like, yo, really loved, like, coming from the raid, like, you're a really cool guy, and they stay around. And that's what I mean. You need that one moment. Maybe, you know, we could do with a couple more of those moments. But you only need that one moment to start growing your community. And that's what it is. It starts with a community, and then bang. You just branch out. But yeah, honestly, there is no feeling like it. And I really hope, and it's something that I do at the end of every stream, we go raid someone. I always say to you, if you can follow them, amazing. If not, spam in their chat and give them that same special moment that I had. And, you know, let it emulate onto them, because it means a lot to people.
Yeah, it's an unreal feeling, isn't it? Really, it's hard to describe. It's one of those things. I had my first big raid the other day, which was unbelievable. Yeah, I think it was for like 108 people, and the chat just went mad. My alert box was going off with followers so much.
What's your follower sound?
What is going on here? Breakfast. Yeah, and that happened about 25 times. So you can imagine I'm there trying to like play a 1v1 against a kid, and I've just got that in my ear. Eventually, I just had to stop and just speak to the chat. Yeah, the big Archie. But I mean, yeah, it is a fantastic feeling.
It is, and this is why I say to people, like, I think you need to be in streaming for the right reasons. Like, do it because you're passionate about streaming. Don't do it because, you want to make it big time and you want to make lots of money. Like, if you want to go making lots of money, invest financially in something. Do that. Put the amount of time you put into Twitch into, like, financial investments of some sort. Do your research, and trust me, you'll make a lot of money that way. But streaming is something you should do with a passion. And if you're passionate about something, getting that raid is absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit different to you though, Will. I mean, I started... Well, actually, then again, I'm not, because you started streaming a long time ago. And I also started streaming, like 3 odd years ago. Obviously, very different from now. I mean, if we were to look up my setup now to what it was back then, I think similar to you as well, that again, that barrier to entry is so much different now. My stream back then, if I look back there, it's embarrassing. But it's really good to have as a, this glow up of what it's become now. But it's really crazy to look back and see how shit it was compared to what it is now.
to put it lightly.
To put it lightly, I mean, there's no point dancing around it. It wasn't great, but do you know what it spawned from that? So many people in the community were from the days in which we used to stream playing Counter-Strike and loads of the other days. So it's amazing to see after 3 years, we've still got people in the chat that support the channel even to this day. So it's crazy, isn't it? It is really crazy the communities that Twitch can build.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Going back to what you're saying as well, that you have people from 3 years ago that are still here now. It shows how smaller communities as well do stick together, and you'd be surprised about that as well. People think that people don't care as much, but exactly what you're saying. If you put the effort in, and you have that charisma, and your energy is contagious, people will flock to that. Whether that's 5 people or 10 people or 15 people, it doesn't matter. As we were saying about having your viewer count off, if you're streaming because you want people to watch you, then you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Facts. Yeah, absolute facts.
That's basically it.
Straight facts. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. All the wrong reasons. Anyway, so this part of the show now, we'd after speaking to the guests, getting to know them a little bit better, we'd move on to a halftime show. So guys, this is the shout out that me and Will is giving to everyone in this chat right now.
Yes.
Okay. If you are part of the community, whether that's Will's, my community, or whether just a community as a whole, or you want to just get involved in these streams, this is a call out for you guys. Feel free to join my Discord. There is a general suggestion section on my Discord. Please feel free to go there, because Will, what are we asking them to do?
So it's quite open-ended, really. What we're asking you to do is, if anyone's got any talents or anything that they want to perform, or even we were saying as well, we could have a poet's corner. If you wanted to write a poem, maybe about Liam and his stream, or me and my stream, or the podcast as a whole, we'd love to see anything that you've got to offer, really.
Indeed. I know some of you are writing some funny fan fiction, so maybe we have fan fiction halftime, or just something entertaining, because at the end of the day, sometimes we won't be able to interact with the chat so much when we've got the guest on, but there will be a section at the end for viewers and chat questions that you want to ask the guest. And during the stream, if I see a question, I'll write it down and Will might do vice versa. But yeah, we want you to engage as much as you can, but at the same time, it is a podcast, so we're trying to give our full attention to the guest, and obviously hope you guys enjoy that. But yeah, we're hoping to have a section near the end where chat can get involved. But what other way to get people involved in a community than to get you on for the halftime show? I want you to come in, show your talents. I want you to come on and possibly sing, do comedy, tell jokes, come on and be funny, or come on and do, fan fiction, whatever it is, right? The more community involvement we can get on the halftime show, the better. Because you don't want me and Will doing a duet. Trust me, you don't want it to happen. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. The only thing we can do well collectively is drink, all right?
Yeah,
that's the only thing collectively we can do.
I was about to say that.
That's the only thing collected. Yeah, smash a crate, indeed.
I just want to say as well. We got Walsh in the chat there saying, "I will sing and do magic if the world wants to see it." That's exactly what the kind of thing we're looking for. Like doing a magic trick or singing a song like that. That would actually be like really fantastic and be a lovely way to split the podcast up.
Yeah, because like we were like sort of look that podcasts are long form of content. We do want to have that engaging factor that is Twitch. And yeah, we want to get you involved at any step in the process that we can. So yeah, Walsh, if you want to come on and sing, even though the world probably doesn't want to see it, you know what? Unless we get a better option, Walsh, you're probably going to come on and sing.
Well, we got plenty of time to the next podcast, right?
We do indeed, and we will have guests on. I've had so many people confirm. Obviously, just a little bit unfortunate today.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is indeed. So, Will, have you got any burning questions you want to ask me?
So, burning question that I wanted to ask you, I think we've touched on it previously, is the fact that some of your content that you do is quite based around, like, for example, like your Jackbox and your game shows is based around having people watching the stream. Obviously, that wasn't there from day one. No one, unless you're already quite a big presence on like Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, you don't just get a big presence on stream straight away. What were you doing in the early days of streaming? Were you just gaming, or were you doing like reviews? Like viewing parties, or what was like you were mainly doing back in the early days?
That's a good question. I think back in the early days, I was playing Overwatch. Classic Overwatch game. But I think I was always doing Jackbox. We used to have Jackbox once a week, and it was a very good way to sort of take away from the game and have like an engaging section on Twitch. Yeah. So like at the end of the day, you have to view Jackbox through the stream to play it. So that alone gets people watching your stream, and everyone knows mob mentality. The more people that you've got watching your stream, the more people that are going to watch your stream. Facts. If you go on Twitch, right, and the first thing that's recommended to a new game that you haven't watched before is somebody with 12,000 viewers. Are you going to go watch someone with 10 viewers or someone with 12,000 viewers? Again, it is simple mob mentality. People follow a crowd. You always follow a crowd, and that's just how it is. I mean, that's how it works. So this is why I always say to people, even leaving a lurk, even leaving, saying like I'm here but I can't really interact today, or whatever. Like even just being present and supporting the community, however you do, whether that's donations, subscriptions, following, telling your friends about us, doing whatever you do to support the thing. It means so much. And welcome, by the way, welcome. Thank you for the follow.
Welcome.
But yeah, it just means so much. And like back in the day, I was playing Overwatch, but I was being so interactive with my community. I had stupid things like DIY with Liam. So what I'd do is there'd be a segment on my stream where I'd grab like loads of random things in my room and just make things with it. So like sometimes I'd just grab loads of stuff in my room and make like stupid stuff, like a pair of scissors, a roll of sellotape and a lighter, and I'd make a headband with it. Just stupid stuff. Like it makes no sense, but like it's funny.
How did the lighter come into that?
Exactly. It's funny, right? Like, it's weirdly like funny. So that's what I used to do. And then I also used to do pizza reviews. So every time I cook a pizza, I'd be like, right, okay, I'm going to review this pizza. So I'd review the pizza like fully. So I've always been like very charismatic and like very interactive with streams, because I personally think that although there is a crowd for people just watching games, I think you get to know someone so much better when you interact with them. And like you have that more personal connection, and that's not to like bash anyone that just plays games or anyone like that. It's because it works. It does work, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching those streams. Like, I will watch a Fortnite stream, and I don't play Fortnite. I will watch a Minecraft stream for someone speedrunning because I'm there to watch the game. So like there is that, but like for me personally, I get more enjoyment out of interacting with people rather than like just playing a game.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I just want to say this as well. This is interesting you say about like doing the Jackbox in the early days is a good way to get people involved. That was actually one of the main reasons that I loved watching your streams. Was on a Friday night when we played the robot rap game.
The robot rap game, yeah.
Like, I absolutely love that, and I hadn't seen anyone else doing anything like that. So like that to me was like really really special, and like that's the reason why I basically started watching your streams consistently. To be fair.
Yeah, well, first of all, I appreciate that. And yeah, second of all, I've obviously got to meet you in real life now, so obviously we've got a better relationship. I mean, we've got a podcast now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, so I've, again, harping on what you just said, that, you know, taking, you know, something you haven't seen on Twitch before is kind of what I try to do. You know, I try taking like exciting ideas or like base set ideas, but doing stuff that people wouldn't put the effort in to do. A bit like all these game shows. Like, for example, tomorrow we've got the Love or Host game show, right? I've had so many girls say, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. And then like last minute, they're all going, oh no, sorry, I can't. Bang, bang. You know, they're flaking, right? I've got like 6-7 guys like signed up, and we've got to nail a girl for tomorrow. Like that's my whole job tomorrow.
You got to nail a girl for tomorrow, have you?
Okay, maybe my choice of words weren't the best there. If I just listen. If we just rewind like 30 seconds.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, like I've just had girls flaking, and just they're saying they'll come on and then they won't. And yeah, I really need to secure another girl to come on the show to make sure it's all sorted for tomorrow. But the weirdest thing is, right, there's loads of girls that have agreed to come on the game show, but when it comes to the dating show, they're not about it. So we've only got 6 to 7 females for next week's game show. They love it. They want to come on. So the game show's an easier sell. But yeah,
all about the money, mate.
back to what I was saying though, is like I've always tried doing stuff outside the box, you know. And I think it just makes you stand out, because in a competitive environment, I think people just appreciate the hard work you put in. Even if it doesn't go off like you expected it to, the amount of work you put in, people appreciate, I think.
For sure, 100%, mate. High input, high output.
Indeed. So at this sort of stage, we'd ask, the chat if they wanted to input any questions. So if you guys do want to ask any questions for me or Will, I'm happy to take some of those questions. Lost track of time. But yeah, if you want to put any suggestions in chat right now while we talk about our last sort of section of the podcast, feel free to pop anything in there that you want to talk about, or any question you want to ask me individually or Will. And this essentially would be the time you'd ask the guest anything you want to ask them. So feel free to put that in chat right now. But Will, do you want to explain the last part of the segment that we're going to be doing for every single podcast, and it's going to turn into like an amazing collage?
Yes. Okay. So the idea that me and Liam had, which I think is pretty fantastic. Basically, what we're going to do at the end of the podcast, we're going to put this question to our guest, and we're going to say, right, so the podcast is now finished. We need to get a review off you. Imagine you're on. We're going to call it our own thing, but originally we're saying we just got as an opening thing to say is a Yelp review.
A Yelp review.
We need your stars out of 5, and then maybe a comment about how you thought it went. And then over time, what that means is we'll have lots of different reviews and comments from different streamers or whoever is the guest on the show. And eventually, as Liam said, it will be a lovely pod advisor, mate. Walsh, that's fantastic in itself.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, but something along those lines, 100%. But I think that'd be a really good way to finish it off with the streamer, and then also for them just to give their opinion back to us. Really,
indeed, yeah. So what we're hoping to do is, I see some podcasts take pictures with the host, and they turn it into like a Polaroid. So I'm thinking that we have like sort of a Polaroid, but the picture is their like display picture. The star rating is underneath, and then we have like literally just a paragraph, or we paraphrase what they say about the podcast, and we basically have it on this starting screen here. So obviously the logo will change size, but we have it on this starting screen here of all the like little trip advisors, all the little pod advisors that they've given us. And it works nice because you guys get to see who's been on the podcast. You can look at the reviews, and then we can turn it into a collage at like the end of like season 1, whenever we take a break and do whatever. But yeah, I think it will look very, very pretty, and it sort of, it backs us as podcast hosts. We might even get terrible. Someone's like, yeah, 2 out of 5.
That's the beauty of it, though.
That is the beauty
of it.
But I'm sure we won't. Anyway, right, we had a few extra questions. I'm sure we would. Will, I have a few questions in chat, so I'll ask you. Are you a tit or ass man?
Honestly, I'm not bothered about tits in any way, shape, or form. I'm all the way an arse man, 100% to the bank and back.
I would somewhat agree with you. Somewhat agree. I would
somewhat agree with you.
Oh my God.
You just get screamed.
Yeah, my fucking heart's racing. Oh my God! Right,
Game ago, I rate that. Game ago.
Thank you so much for the bit. Bittersweet.
Just when he was talking about thinking about tits and ass.
Yeah, it's
just at that perfect moment when his mind starts to wander.
So I'd say I'm an ass man. However, I didn't know how complimentary it was to have a girl with some nice titties. Like, no, just because before, like, some of the girls I've been with, like, they'd have like, a decent pair of boobs, but nothing like outstanding. But when you get to the outstanding mark, and you're like, wow, like, I didn't know what I was missing. But also, I'm still an ass man. I'm still an ass man.
No, fair enough. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but yeah, I've said what I've said.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, if a girl's gonna have nice assets, she needs a nice ass before she, to make the assets. You know what I'm saying? So it all starts with the ass.
Yeah, almost. You almost got it there, yeah.
All right, last question for you then, Will. Where do you see streaming going after the 21st of June when measures are lifted? Do you want to let them in?
To be honest, I don't really see it changing a whole lot. I was supposed to be going traveling quite a while back, but that doesn't look like that's anywhere near on the cards. In fact, probably what will happen after June 21st is I'll probably be a lot easier for me to move out, and that's probably what I'll be doing, which I think in turn will actually make the streams a lot easier to do all the time. What, did you shake your head, or were you nodding your head then?
I was shaking my head a game ago, putting the clips in, make that boy scream.
Right, yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see that clip, because all I hear from mine is
I can put it on the stream now. Hang on. You make me poop my pants.
Let's just watch this for a second.
Right, here we go.
Somewhat agree.
Look at the face. Yeah.
That's a picture in itself, right there.
There is. That is a picture. Very perfect timing.
Hey, grab that.
We love it. But yeah, no, I mean, for myself, around like the 21st, I don't see it changing too much. The only thing I see changing is possibly collaborations, with people IRL, or like collaborations, and just doing meetups. Really, that's the only thing I see changing. Maybe doing some IRL content, is in like your boy streaming outside these four walls, and giving you guys a IRL stream. But also as well, being able to link up with other streamers, being able to link up with other people, and finally being able to do that goddamn meetup. Guys, it is happening. Post 21st of June, we are going to have a meetup. I promise you that this year, 2021, we will have a meetup. Eggboy will be there, because Eggboy doesn't live too far away from me. So Eggboy will be there, and I expect all of you, or if you're in this country, or I've heard some of you even consider not coming over to England from different countries for the meetup. So, if you want to come over, meet your boys, feel free to come over, because the meetup's going to be mad. All right,
yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be mad. And the thing is, like, we're going to enjoy each other's company, but there'll be a time and a place to drink in the evening. So even if you're, gonna come over and enjoy the company of everyone, you can come do that. But if you're not a drinker, or you don't want to go, have a lot of drinks and, do that part of the evening, you don't have to do that part of the evening. We will accommodate for both. We'll have a really good day and a smashing evening. Absolutely smashing evening.
Fantastic. That sounds absolutely amazing, mate. You've made me just think so hard about how used to it we are now, just staying in and not going out. But I know for a fact me and you both are quite social people, and that has been totally like ripped away from us, and obviously a lot of people in the chat as well. So I can't wait to get back to being able to just do what we want to do and not have to think like, well, not even be able to think about it, literally just be like, oh no, that can't happen.
It's weird, isn't it? We've almost been like capped off of what we can do, and it's weird because it takes so long for something to become a habit. You know when you get into like things, when stuff happens, it's like, yeah, that happens, yeah, it happens. But when something starts to become a habit, like our whole mind starts to change. And like even the basic things, like I don't even think about going out anymore. Like genuinely, like gets to Friday, Saturday, it doesn't even cross my mind going out. Like it hasn't been in my mind for ages. I reminisce sometimes when I see videos like, oh yeah, it was sick when you used to go out. But it was almost like, how it was like, oh.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it almost like, you remember when you used to play Tamagotchis and you're like, oh, I remember when I used to play on a Tamagotchi. It's getting to that stage where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when I used to go out. Like I do look at videos and I'm like, oh yeah, that was good times. I look back and you don't know what you have until it's gone, Sometimes you're like, nah, I don't really want to come out tonight. Trust me, people, when this all stuff gets lifted, me and Egg Boy are off to a rave, aren't we? We're off to a rave in London.
Yeah, in London, in Camden, I think it is.
In Camden, yeah. And the lineup is fat with a pH. With
a serious pH, with a high pH level.
It is very, very high pH level. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So, yeah, we're going to go real celebrate, the lockdown being lifted. But yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. 2 massive needs for the podcast going to a rave. Fuck's sake. Hey, bro, listen, we were going to raves before we were Twitch streamers. Bro, we go hard at raves. We go hard.
We go hard in the paint.
We go hard, mate. Mate, did you ever go Printworks? Printworks was insane.
Yeah, I went Printworks for New Year's Day.
Oh my god! Really?
Insane. Yeah, it was one of the fattest raves I've been to as well. The thing I like about Printworks is the acoustics. It's a long tunnel, and like just the bass is just insane in there.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. I couldn't get enough of it when we were there, and I just like how everything is like so like tightly compact, and like, obviously now COVID wise, obviously that's unimaginable, but like then it's just like, yeah, everyone's so close together and we're just like going at it. It's just like unbelievable. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna make it happen again, and hopefully fingers crossed it goes ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing as well. That's the eerie thing. They always put like refunds will be provided if it doesn't go ahead. It's like, bro,
yeah,
I don't want to see that on there. Do you know what I mean? Like no one wants to see that on there, but obviously they have to.
They have to put it on there just in case.
Like, yeah, it's the new world we live in now, though, isn't it? It's like if this goes ahead, if this happens, nothing's like definite, is it?
Nothing's definite. That's right. Well, talking about things that aren't definite and things that aren't forever. That's it for tonight, people. That is it for tonight. Well, Will, I want to thank you for being here for our first podcast. I think once we get a guest, things are going to be absolutely incredible. Things are going to be amazing. Do you want to say anything to everyone?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say thanks for all the interaction this evening. It's been really good to have like a positive start. Obviously, we didn't have exactly the way that we wanted it to pan out, but I mean,
we made the most.
Regardless of that, yeah, we made the most of it. Exactly what you're saying. Yeah, we made the most of it, and I don't think that anything was taken away from it. In fact, I thought I had a really good time, like getting to know you a bit better, getting to know me a bit better, and I think that's perfect for the first pilot episode.
I think it is. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Wolfy podcast. Yes, the name is pending. We're keeping it a Wolfy podcast for the time being, but I think we're going to grow into a name with the style in which we're going at. So we're going to call it the Wolfy podcast for now, but we're going to grow into a name. But guys, it's been absolutely amazing having you here. We're going to go raid a lovely lady that always raids us. We're going to go show the love. Please, 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 spam some emotes in chat. Show the love. If you want to follow, that's a bonus. We're going to go show the love, guys. If I don't see you for a week, I'll see you for a window, but more than likely, I will see you tomorrow for Friday's stream and Level Host. I've been your boy, ZRVK Liam. It's been your boy, Will.
Yeah, sorry, I messed that up there. and your boy, Will, as well. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
No worries, guys. Have an amazing Thursday evening, and I will see you Friday. Will, much love to you. And guys, let's go do a raid!
Much love.